It's already not off to a good start. So, okay. Oh god. Yeah, no. Wait. I picked the worst possible timeline.
Hey.
Alright, we'll try this again now. We'll try this again now.
Wait, what are you doing now?
Hmm?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh. What is that?
Hmm?
What Bigum's posted?
That would be called
Sin Devil Trigger.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Dante and Virgil. Oh yeah, I'll notice Virgil Sin DT has a V on his chest.
Huh? Oh, let me see.
Is it because his name starts with a V?
No, it's because he's a virgin.
Oh,
Can't
well, that's unfortunate.
He actually isn't, though.
be. Nero is a thing. His twin brother, though, on the other hand. Arguments can be made.
There are so many people adamantly like, no, he got laid in the comic. Because apparently, in the prequel novel to 5, it shows him getting with a couple girls for reasons.
Let him somehow
Like,
sex,
he was
just
like,
hangs
no,
out with
he's-
women.
He was
I
like,
like
no,
how
he's not a virgin, shut up.
I remember this conversation. The one thing I specifically remember, I forgot which one of you said it, but you were like, oh, I don't like my characters unless they had sex.
I feel like that was something that I said, and that was just because it was a joke that I was making. That like weird neckbeard guys can't appreciate, like, despite the fact that a lot of them haven't had sex themselves, they can't like a character if the character hasn't had sex.
Yeah, that made me laugh because that was a good one.
I can't gel with this character if they're a virgin like I am. Really?
I can't relate to this badass.
I can't relate to this badass as if he hasn't pounded multiple women.
Because when I'm a badass, because I am one, and I would do the sex with the women, and I'd be really good at it. I swear. So clearly he's not. It's like fucking stop.
Obviously, these
American nerds and Japanese nerds are so weird.
Yeah, these guys being the same guys that's like, oh, I'm a nice guy.
Virgil looks like a fucking like he has a Y. That don't look like a V to me, my brother. Virgil Sin DT looks like it's like Y. It's like a big ass Y.
I assume because of the in the middle going down, right?
Yeah, that's a Y. If I ever did see one.
Truth be told, I didn't even notice that there was a V in his chest until Wooly and Pat had pointed it out. And now that I'm looking at it, yeah, that does look more like a Y than a V.
Now, did Wooly and Pat point that out, or did Pat point that out?
I think Pat pointed that out.
Okay. Okay.
You know, the one that talks out of his ass a lot.
Yeah.
Ready? Come here.
Yep. There's apparently a coat being sold on whatever website this is, inspired by Virgil's coat from DMC5. Would anyone care to guess how much it costs?
$12.
I'm gonna guess about $9.5 grand.
Really?
$869.67.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Let me give it a tip.
For that amount of money, I can open up a sweatshop and have. Anyway, I'm just gonna say it. Like you can do anything else with that kind of money, dude.
$300 for makers. And no.
Yes, distant man. I agree.
This seems to be quite the delay, but it's not that bad. So, Mikey, it's your birthday, right? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do to celebrate your birthday?
You
I have a
We wanna do a mosh pit?
don't even know what that is.
Dude, it's the best thing ever. Do you really not know what a mosh pit is though? Like on realistic shit?
On cap.
Holy shnikes.
That one just felt weird coming out my mouth.
What,
Never again.
On cap?
Yeah. Now I go into my 17th transform state.
What are you, a Bayonetta villain?
Maybe.
That's cool. The boys don't get much love ever since Nintendo rear-ended the company. Or the franchise, rather.
Well, that's all the time I got. I gotta get back to playing Animal Crossing.
No!
This is ours.
Stop!
This is ours now.
Stop!
Don't put the ball in my court that way, Shuji.
Sorry, I was like half asleep, almost falling asleep, and then I hear something about
Nintendo?
Nintendo be like, this
Nintendo.
Nintendo be like, this is ours now.
And that literally woke me up, and I took the advantage.
I thought it's like, this Nintendo, this is ours now. Oh, you guys gonna build upon it and make it better? Fuck no! This is ours now.
Taster test.
It's a multi-stage aerobic test designed
You know it.
Yes, I grew up in Georgia. We did that shit.
Oh, you actually did it?
Yes.
Well, she's just like, wow,
Huh.
you fucking, wow, what a loser. You actually did
Yeah,
it? What a
I think so.
dumbass.
Oh, that's bad for my health.
Yeah, that's why we question why you did it.
What's wrong, Phil?
Oh, just getting stiff in my old age.
Oh, dude, I feel you, I feel you. Dude, did I ever tell you that we got a coffin picked out?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we got you on. It's got free Wi-Fi. So.
A
Yep.
coffin that requires Wi-Fi?
Yeah. It was all Shooty's idea. He wouldn't stop talking about it, no matter how hard we tried.
He said, and I quote, "What if he alive in there?"
That sounds like some shit Shuji would actually fucking say.
It also comes with a built-in Febreze.
Portable
You
cooler.
won't have to smell that. What
Portable
Very
cooler.
good.
For all those tailgating events you'll be going to in the afterlife.
Everything you need in a coffin.
Don't worry, the branding of this coffin will say "for her." That way, no one knows it awakened you.
So just assume it's for her and will not touch it.
For a limited time offer, you can actually, we can get you a coffin with an automated voice message saying, yes, he had sex. Anytime someone gets near it at a certain radius, it will just randomly blurt out, yes, this guy fucks. So,
But it's in Jim Carrey's voice.
oh god. We're trying to honor Phil's memory.
No, you see, like, that, to me, I fucking love Jim Carrey. So, like, that would be perfect.
Do you love Jim Carrey?
Well, what do you know?
I told Al about that earlier, but I didn't tell nobody else yet. Apparently, Jim Carrey is going to be playing Robotnik in the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
What, have you just found out about that? I'm sure that was news months ago.
Yeah, I'm just now
Jesus,
I'm just now finding out about that.
I remember hearing that months ago.
Hmm.
Phil just
It was
fucking
at a screening
Phil just
that
hipstered the
somebody
fuck out
said.
of us.
I also heard about the movie co-starring a guy named Tom the Cop. It's going to be half Sonic the Hedgehog and half Tom the Cop, so I hope you guys like Tom the Cop, because half the movie will be about Tom the Cop.
Oh,
Who the
and
fuck is
Sonic.
Tom the Cop?
Sonic's listening to Gangsta's
I
Paradise.
don't know.
I call bullshit, by the way. I still don't believe that's actually true.
Mm,
You know
what,
it.
what I said or what?
No, it's because Biggs read Biggs. Apparently, there was like a Reddit post where someone's like, "I saw the movie early, and the movie's about like Sonic's origin," which kind of yeah. And it was like also
No,
by the
I
way,
thought they saw trailers.
no, it's like also by the way, Tom the Cop is a thing or some shit like that. And it's like half Tom, half Sonic. I'm like, I call bullshit. There's no fucking way. There's no. Also, what up, Savior? There's no way.
He's gone.
Huh?
He joined and then left immediately.
What? Little Savior?
Yeah.
Who is named Little Savior in my server?
Well, sorry, no, Little Big is green.
Oh, I'm talking about dude who's watching the stream.
Oh, no, Little Big is green joined and then, like, immediately left.
What can you do?
I think he's that 12-year-old that had that fucking, like, server that was just, like, a million emojis in fucking each, like, chat.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I call bullshit. There's no fucking way you're gonna give me a Sonic movie and it be about anything other than the fucking Blue Blur. I call bullshit. There's no way Hollywood is this daft. Like, I refuse.
Sonic is listening to
I refuse to believe that we live in this timeline. We cannot live in the same timeline as Old Country Road and that bullshit. I'm sorry. It's not a thing. It's my mind says no.
But the movie industry says yes.
Especially because of the fact that,
the other
like,
thing as well is though is that like a lot of Reddit posts are just pure unreliable.
yeah, and like people bullshit a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Because it's real fucking hard to call them out without any actual source or any citation towards their comment.
Not to mention, we're at a point in age where you can easily, like, really easily fake, like, evidence.
Yeah.
you gotta tell me that when I was in
yeah,
fucking like.
some motherfucker could just as easily like Photoshop like a cinema ticket to make it look like he's got like a cinema ticket for like an early release version of the Hedgehog. Like that is a thing that could be done, and people would just be like, oh well, I suppose he did actually go and see the film.
You gotta tell me that, dude. I was in fucking middle school. I replaced the Wikipedia article for, what was it? Who was it? I replaced the Wikipedia article for, I think, Thomas Jefferson. Because I was in middle. It was really bad. On the wiki I put like, I think I put like Father of Dwayne The Rock Johnson because I thought that shit was funny.
What?
Man, Little Owl is a fucking mental case.
That's because that shit is funny.
Father of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And I just went, and then I copy pasted the fucking like a little bit of like summary about Dwayne The Rock Johnson from the fucking from his wiki, and I was like, yeah, there we go, good enough. So you gotta tell me that I used to fucking, and then I remember writing like a little bit of like a little blurb about it and sending that into my fucking reading teacher. My reading teacher, like, listen, if you're a language arts teacher and you write in cursive, fuck you. Alright, there we go. I can't read that shit and keep up with the lecture. It's specifically a me-only issue, but I'm upset with all reading teachers. Not language arts, don't get it twisted. Like, reading is like with little kids. Like, we're fucking elementary school, middle school shit.
Yeah.
Like, language arts teachers, you do well. If they make it to college, that's on them to fucking figure that shit out. That's on them. That's not your fault, mate. I'm like, I hate it when like a teacher can write in proper like it's not how they write. Like they can write properly, but they choose to write in script because for some reason. I'm like, we're a bunch of middle schoolers. Who the fuck are you showing off to? Like, there's no middle schooler who's gonna look at that shit and go, damn! Dude, my English teacher's the shit. It's not a thing.
That shit's for real.
No, that shit is for real. I don't know what the fuck I'm drawing.
I'm currently falling asleep, so I think I'm gonna hop off for now.
Before you hop off, fight me in Xenoverse.
No.
Bitch.
Suck y'all later.
I'm drawing demon nipples.
That's what's up, mate.
What? You know Biscuit's a demon.
I thought she was a devil.
Hmm?
I thought she was a devil.
What's the difference?
I don't know. Ask DMC, because the fuckers change their words all the time. I can't blame them, though. Soon they'll know this devil's power. Our father, the demon Sparta. It's like, what the fuck are you?
Devil. is a personification of evil, blah 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 blah.
Devil
blah.
Sword Sparta. Devil Sword Dante. Sin Devil Trigger.
I would sort of imagine that demons don't have to necessarily come from hell, whereas devils do. Like,
Demon.
a demon can come from like an alternate fucking universe through like a weird portal, but like a devil has to come from like some representation of hell.
Yeah, the devil is based purely off like religion.
I hope that guy crashes. I hope his car crashes painful.
That's too much reading. Just apparently there's enough difference, but it might be the difference between like red apples and like green apples. Where they're both fucking apples. They just taste different. Ah, shit! Pocket ass. Ow. That hurt. Shouldn't have laid in bed that long.
I'd argue the opposite.
What?
Hmm?
I should have laid in bed longer.
Mm-hmm.
But I have class today.
I know.
I also do have a few days after this. I could technically skip both my classes today.
Wait, why did you laugh, Biggs? Why did you giggle?
Not torture you!
I always skip classes on my birthday.
I didn't need to bother because my birthday was always like right in the middle of the summer holiday.
You see, mine's usually on spring break.
I remember being a little kid, I'm like, can I skip school on my birthday? My mom was like, nope, you're black.
My parents let me do it like twice growing up. And then whenever I got like 18, I just walked into class and sat down. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's my birthday. You gonna pull out anything to do like schoolwork with? Nope. I don't want to be here.
Mr. Rodriguez, could you please stop fucking with the other students? They're trying to do their work. I understand it's your birthday, you entitled little shit.
Nah, it was fun. Like, it's always fun doing that, and it also taught me that, like, the ability to, like, just listen to notes instead of have to actually write them anymore. Because apparently I can just do that. Because I've, like, told a teacher his entire lecture after a class.
Okay.
You see, I'm equal parts the student you want and the student that you despise. Because it's like, it looks like I'm doing nothing the whole class. And then it's like, after class come up. So this is exactly what you said. Can you elaborate on what this means, like, outside of this class? A little bit. Like, philosophy and stuff. Where it's like, what does this mean? Like, how does this apply to other people we've learned about?
I can guarantee fucking to you, you're just not the student I want. Do this shit for the joke of it real quick. I want to see how it looks retarded now. Not even horrible. Yo, Biggs. Is Cat's name just Cat from Reboot May Cry?
From what?
Is her name just Cat?
From what though?
Reboot May Cry.